listening to you earlier, and they'll never understand why people supported Trump. And you were explaining Democrats voted for him, people who've never voted for him. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard to understand, but they'll never get it.
Yeah,
the elites.
No doubt. And, it just so happens that the highest ratings for Roseanne came in the places where President Trump prevailed at the highest levels. And
imagine that.
But yeah, but so any indication to anybody that somehow this whole thing is going away, it's not going to happen. You can keep sucking on your pacifiers about Stormy Daniels or Russia,
right? But
it's not going away.
It's not going away. And you know what? I was upset as anybody that he signed the omnibus bill.
Right.
But, look at all the accomplishments he's had in the last 15 months, okay? I was upset. I thought when he set that up and he put that big, thick thing on the podium, I thought he was going to walk out and veto it, okay?
Right.
But he's always got a plan.
Right.
And I've got to think he's still got a plan in this.
Well, you heard my explanation. I'll help you out here just for a second. You don't have to believe me one way or the other. But I was trying to maintain that President Trump had an obligation, in my opinion, to sign that bill because of its defense component, because of all the enumerated powers in the Constitution, providing for the national defense is numero uno.
Sure.
And absolutely must be. And when you take the oath of office, you promise to do that. Yeah. Now, it's on the Congress and these guys to do the right thing that they've been running on this entire time. The president should never be in a situation like this again, where he has to balance national defense with funding of Planned Parenthood.
Sure.
And clearly, national defense trumps any of that when it comes time to make a decision, and then because in my opinion, he's obligated as the executive branch, as the president, to do it. So
I agree with that.
I'm firmly okay with being able to excuse that, but I don't excuse it at the congressional legislative level.
I totally agree with you, and what aggravates you is both sides wanted to put him down.
Yeah,
both sides wanted him to fail and look bad on this, and that's what people really need to understand. The Republican Party is not supportive of him. Yeah, they want him out, and they want to get one of their own back in there.
Yep.
And people have to remember that he is fighting both parties all the time. And that $700 billion in discretionary spending, why can't he build the wall with that?
Right. Well, and he might with the defense and utilize the defense budget to do it.
That'd be fun to see.
They did that when Eisenhower built the highways. But anyway, you have always supported. I mean, and again, you and I were in a similar situation where we were kind of bouncing around. We had some people who were. I mean, I like Ted Cruz and all those guys, but I was a Trump supporter from the very beginning. But you've always supported conservative candidates, as Rick Pogue, as Arrowhead Building Supply. And so it was kind of weird in this situation where we were suddenly looked upon as some kind of, you're a closet liberal because you support President Trump. It's like, you don't understand what's going on here.
No, they don't understand. President Trump, though he used to identify as a Democrat, and he supported Democrats for years, he is a businessman that comes from the real world, and that's what people understand. People that voted for him understand on both sides. He understands our pain. He knows what we need. He knows what we want. And people believe he would go in there and actually act on it, and he has.
Yeah.
He absolutely has. Look at his successes.
Yeah, he called Roseanne, by the way.
I heard that. I heard that.
Way to go. So, but the idea that it's so shocking to people is beyond me. All right, people also need to understand the difference between Arrowhead Building Supply and, let's say, a lumber yard.
Yeah, well,
right?
And a lot of people don't understand this, and I appreciate the opportunity. Arrowhead Building Supply is a specialty building supplier, okay? Lumber yards are wonderful companies, okay, but their primary source of business is lumber. They sell lumber, and then everything else is kind of an accessory item. So there's not a lot of expertise. There's not a lot of knowledge behind exterior building products. If you walk into a lumber yard, you might see 2, maybe 3 choices in roofing or siding or that type of thing. If you walk into Arrowhead, you're going to see everything that exists under the sun, the innovations, the things that are new, the things that are being experimented, the things that are successful, and the knowledge is on a whole different level. We're talking variety, knowledge, inventory, the number of choices. It's a specialty supplier is a whole different ballgame when you're talking about decorating your home.
Right, and especially when you talked about the limitations on choices. Because you guys have, I talk about this with Michael's Flooring Outlet. I mean, they've got hundreds of different varieties as opposed to the other guys having just a few.
Sure, and you can walk into any Walmart and see picture frames. You can see cool little trinkets to hang on your wall and all that, but you walk into Michael's, you see everything that exists. That's the difference between Arrowhead and maybe a typical, a local lumberyard.
Yeah, well, you guys do great work over there, man.
Well,
I appreciate it very much, man. Appreciate
we're
you
not
guys.
just a roofing supply company. We have all exterior products.
Yeah, well, no doubt, and really appreciate you guys supporting the show for as long as you have.
Oh, you bet.
And for keeping our cameras on.
Yeah, you bet. It's our
thank
pleasure. We're happy to be in the family, and we love you guys, and we appreciate you very, very much.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Rick Pogue and Rich Layton, thank you guys very much. Don't forget arrowheadbuildingsupply.com. And for you contractors and you homeowners, you just absolutely cannot go wrong. And for you people watching the show on the cameras, you can thank Arrowhead Building Supply for that. When we come back, Trish Regan's going to be joining us. And your phone calls, if you guys want to hang on the line, absolutely, we'll talk to you. 314-241-9797.